So I'm Jeff Perrault with Perrault Farms. I'm going to give you guys a short little tour of our pre-harvest activities. So it's time to get everything going and let's go take a tour. So this is where we do all of our maintenance, all of our equipment ready. Obviously on a hop farm you have a ton of rolling stock that has to be ready on a weekly basis, and this is where it all happens. So we're going up now to our main kiln. The hops will be laid out evenly in these beds, about 28 inches high, and then they're heated. Depends on the variety. It can be anywhere from like 5 to 9 hours here in the kiln. So Steven, if you could just explain what kind of, or what the process was in learning how to dry hops. ¿Qué es el proceso por el seco de los hops?
Darle su tiempo, son más o menos como unas 5 horas para secar dependiendo del tipo de jape. Es un poco complicado a veces dependiendo la variedad.
Depends on the variety.
Hay variedades
5 to 6 hours.
Muy rápido, otros que son muy lentos. Y sí es una cosa importante, puedes dejarla en su punto para que no haya problemas.
Yeah, he's saying it just depends on the variety. So there's a huge art form, a huge art to drying. So it's not something that you just simply come out here and check with a machine. It's something that you really have to learn, and there's a huge art behind it. Just like IPM is igual, huh?
Yeah.
It's something that you just get a feel for it in time, and it's just experience and practice. So in farming and agriculture, there's the scientific side of things, and then you have the art side of things, which is really cool. All right, come on in. My dad, Grandpa, Tim Perrault, and then Tim's brother, they own Perrault Manufacturing, Chuck and Ken Perrault. They developed it. So the Perrault name is Perrault Manufacturing. So we're gonna have to hug while we talk so we can hear both of us on the mic. Cut. These are organics. We've got organic Citra, organic Simcoe over this side, and then in the center we've got some organic Mosaic. So we'll go through, take a look at a couple leaves here with a Staben. So Staben's looking for his leaf. So the way we do it is we check 3 different locations on the vine at 32 locations per field. It usually takes about 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes to check each field. So now we're gonna move over to our baling room. Go ahead, come on in. This is the vacuum system that Colmar put in. What this is doing is instead of emitting all the pieces of hops after the plunger pushes, it'll push air out, and dry hops will be flown pretty much everywhere, and then they're stepped on and whatnot. And in order to eliminate that or mitigate that as much as possible, we put this system in where there's actually a vacuum that cleans up all that waste and then puts it back in on the belt on the front end over here. We're hand sewing, so we have a baler employee on each side. They'll sew each side of the bales, and then the bales will be dropped off onto this little conveyor pad here, a roller pad, and then we sew the ends up. The bale's weighed, the weight's documented, bale numbers documented, and then we'll line them up, get them stenciled, and then put into the cooling room until we can ship them off to YCH. Harvest is just a very, very small portion of what we're doing out here on the hop farms. And we're really working hard on building that labor force, a local labor force here at Perrault Farms. Maybe if we can talk to Brenda a little bit. Brenda's our HR manager. Brenda's been here for about 4 years now, right? And she's doing an outstanding job.
Because Perrault Farms' goal is to build that permanent workforce, our harvest season for me is actually one of the easier times because we're using our employees that we've used all year. So they've received consecutive training throughout the year. And when it comes to pre-harvest training, we do specialized teams. So I'll do a group of 10 people that are doing one set of jobs, and we'll work on them. And because they are returning employees, it just gets easier and easier every year. And that's kind of our ideal, that's our goal, that we're having our returning employees come in year after year and completing the seasons with us. I've seen that throughout these 4 years. My first year, it was really hard to even get those slots filled, but by this time, it's actually just everyone's kind of fitting into their position. So it's getting easier as the years go by.
Thank you guys for touring with us here at Perrault Farms. This year's definitely been a different year with COVID. Harvest is going to be very different in not having our brewing partners here to come out to the farm and tour with us. But we will persevere through this, and hopefully next year we'll all be able to get together and carry on life as normal. So at this time I'm going to end the tour with Perrault Farms. You guys are going to go over with Yakima Chief Ranches and tour with Joe. So I appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Joe Catron. I'm the VP of Footprints here at Yakima Chief Ranches. Perrault Farms is not just a hop ranch. There's actually a herd of about 50 bison out there, and then a block of organic blueberries up on Toppenish Ridge. In addition to that, it's also the corporate headquarters of Yakima Chief Ranches, and I'm going to show you a little bit of what we do here. There's Bo. Bo does geographic information systems stuff. Way to go, Bo. Another proud Sela resident there. We like him. So we'll go ahead and step in here. This is kind of the crown jewel of the office for a lot of folks. This is our tasting room. Yakima Chief Ranches, our core competency is breeding hops, developing new varieties. And so a lot of the evaluation of those new varieties happens in here on our little half barrel pilot system. And you can kind of see around the corner. So half barrel more beer system, a couple jacketed fermenters around the corner. It's fun to share some beers and share some conversation with all the brewers coming to visit and talk about those new experimentals coming down the pipeline. So this is what we call single hill, kind of year 2 actually in our breeding process. So the first year as a seedling, if they make it through that round of selection, we'll dig it up and bring it over here to single hill. So this is where they'll stay for the next 3 years. We'll raise them all the way to commercial height trellis and treat them much like a commercial hop, but really evaluating everything from cone set to aroma, obviously, to disease resistance or susceptibility, a whole battery of criteria that we'll run them through. So 3 full years here where every single plant, every single hill is a genetically unique individual. So this is really kind of heaven on earth for the hop heads and a lot of people that are really into new aroma development and just the direction that our collective industries are going. Yeah, so that about does it here in Single Hill. You know, for those of you that have been out here before, we're sure gonna miss you this year. For those of you who haven't made it out here before, I look forward to seeing you next year, hopefully. Until then, stay safe, keep making great beer. We'll talk to you soon.